he has limits. Also, the Bible's clear that couldn't touch a hair on Job's head without God's permission. He still has to answer to the big G himself. Even though God granted him a little power to do his thing till the clock runs out. Thou anointed cherub that covereth, and I have set thee so. God said it. God grants. Even in this kingdom of earth, a lot of tyrants found out. One famous one in the Bible is Nebuchadnezzar. God sets up kings, tear down kings. God's still the boss, still the big G. Thou anointed cherub that cover him, thou hast set thee so. Thou wast upon the holy mountain of God. Thou hast walked up and down the midst of the stones of fire. Thou wast perfect in thy ways from the day that thou wast created till iniquity was found in thee. By the multitude of thy merchandise, they have filled thee with violence. This whole earth is violent. Satan has violence going. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This is a war book. And the reason it's a war book is because we have a character in this book called Satan. That's violent. And the only thing him and his crew understand is violence in common. That's why angels carry swords and weapons. That's why God's angels are armed themselves. Because this is spiritual warfare. What you see in the natural is taking place in the heavens and been taking place in the heavens. Daniel said it took 3 weeks. The book of Daniel, Gabriel told Daniel, it took me 3 weeks, and I had to call the assistance of Michael the archangel. Gabriel's the archangel himself, to fight through the forces of darkness, the princes of darkness of this world, just to get a prayer answer to you. It took me 3 weeks. Took me 3 weeks. This is warfare. This whole earth is full of violence and warfare throughout the cosmos. And spiritual battles taking place every single day. Every single hour of the day. Every single minute of the day. God has angels assigned to protect us from harm, from these demonic beings. This is spiritual warfare. And the church world need to get his head like an ostrich out of the sand and understand the nature of spiritual warfare and who the enemy is and how to fight the enemy. The Bible gives clear instructions on how to do it. You pay close attention. It's what we teach here at Street Priest. Spiritual warfare. How to engage the enemy. By the multitude of thy merchandise they have filled the midst of thee with violence, and thou hast sinned. Therefore I will cast thee as profane out of the mountain of God, and will destroy thee, O covering cherub from the midst of the stones of fire. That's when the cataclysm took place. He was thrown out. He got the boot. But this warfare been going on ever since. And Satan has access to heaven. Made that clear in Job. When he went up there to accuse also, in the book of Zechariah, Satan is going up there to accuse Joshua. So he still have access to heaven. And the heavens, the second heaven, where him and his beings are stationed. And that the angels got to fight through to get to the third heaven, called the second heaven. Satan and his crew lodge. And it's warfare. Battling, going back and forth, back and forth. Now, let's go to the last verse, be the last one we visit. Revelations 12:7. War in the Heaven is the title of it. And God enlisted us as foot soldiers in this war. We're the battle too. We're not to have no reclining chair, no rocking chair. We're not to be praying mantises and expect God to do all the work, or his angels. We're to get out there, engage the enemy. We're to take ground. We're to hold ground. That's what I just taught on. Possess the land is the title of the video. I mentioned it earlier, but I didn't tell you the video. Possess the land. We're to possess. God expects us to battle. That's what all the armor is about. Put on the full armor of God. Not be a coward praying menace, expecting God to do all the work. No, we got to get out there and engage the enemy. The enemy's busy right now in this nation. You got diabolical statues being erected around the nation now. Satan is at war. He's trying to claim this United States for his. This is God's nation, God's country. This is the apple of God's eye, United States. Despite what the naysayers say and the false prophets, that this is Babylon. No, it's not. God founded this nation. Read about it in Isaiah 18 if you take the blinders off, you'll be able to understand. And pray for God to take the scales off your eyes so you can understand. So, and this nation in Israel, the apples of God's eye, and that's why Satan is fighting these two nations to ensnare with his wicked globalist minions. God's fighting right now to free this nation. There's warfare going on. And the church world need to get it. Act. Stop being ostriches with their head in the sand, praying menace. Get out there and engage them. This territory to be taken and held, not just taken, but held as well. God has opened the door in these last days, so he can get his gospel out, good news to the world. To be a beacon of light in darkness. Jesus saves with no buts in there. Pour his spirit out on all flesh in these last days in the United States. We're the beacon head. We're the focal of that message. This nation here has sown more seeds for as missionaries, Bibles being produced and distributed around the world than any other nation on earth. United States, blessed nation. Globalists had hijacked this nation and turned it into pagan pirates. It's not what God intended. He intended for us to be pagan pirates, going around looting, tooting, and shooting, robbing other nations for the robber barons themselves. It's not what God intended. Working for the dark evil forces, not what God intended. Now, my little rant. Let me get back on there. Revelations 12:7. And there was war in the heaven. Pay attention. Conscientious, objective, cowardly Christians, honey drippers. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. And the dragon fought and his angels. Now this is to take place. This is Revelation. This hasn't happened yet. This is future. There's an event coming up. Satan's run out of time. And he knows it. Christ is going to come and set his kingdom up. And get my teaching the Christ age. I talk about that. And show you throughout the scripture that it's coming. Christ's going to set up his millennium, 1,000 years down here, and rule and reign with a rod of iron. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. And the dragon fought and his angels. And prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. God is going to subject Satan to this earthly plane, and he's going to go crazy. Just imagine a mad dog that's free to roam in a countryside. All of a sudden he's put in a cage. He's restricted. That's what's going to happen. And he's going to go crazy. And his objective is to take as many down with me. So if I'm going down, I'm trying to take as many with me as I can, because he knows. Once that happens, in time of that he's used to, dealing in the eons, he's just got seconds left. Going to be relative with it. So he's going to wreak havoc on this world. Even the angel says, woe to the earth, Satan coming down with great wrath. We'll read that. And prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. So they kicked out of the heavens. And he's subjected to this earthly plane, this dimension. And great dragon was cast out, and the old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He's got the whole world deceived. Especially those that's in the occult that's following him. That's thinking he got a chance to win and teaching all that crazy dualism and all that madness. And trying to make God Satan's equal. Darkness versus light and all that crap they teach. And they think darkness is going to win out, or the dark light is going to win out over God's light. It's not going to happen. It's this they deceive. Kings of the world deceive. Nations deceive is following Satan. Witches and warlocks deceive. And Satan, which deceiveth the whole world, he was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him, subjected to this earthly plane. Oh, it's like I said, cast out. So who got the power? God and his angels and the forces of light, real light, not that fake Lucifer light, which is really dark. It's what deceiving the whole world. Got man thinking. That's the whole deception of the occult. That he's a light bearer that gave man wisdom. No, it's not. He led man into slavery, rebellion, turned the earth into a wilderness. He led man into darkness, no light. He led man to death and hell, which he and his angels, hell was created for, not us, for him and his angels. And he led man in, rob us of our eternal destiny. The Bible warns us not to let Satan steal our crown. That's what he is, a deceiver. And I beheld a loud voice saying in heaven, here's the angel, now is come salvation and the strength and the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ. Christ is going to rule supreme. He's going to take a rod of iron and crack these nations upside the head and get them in line. It's not coming, I love you, brother. It's coming with a rod. Come on. We're going to smash them, as the Bible said, like a potter's vessel, like a piece of clay. Like a clay pot. Yeah, that's the God I serve. The God that is real God of this Bible. Not the one the honey drippers portray. God remains on his throne through power, absolute power, omnipotent force. That's what keeps him on his throne. Not love, power. Learn the difference. And the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accuseth them before our God day and night. That's what Satan is, the prosecutor term. Brother Jay said today he did this, Brother Jay did that, Brother Jay. He's up there just whispering in God's ear. God said, shut up, Satan. Covered Brother Jay with the blood of Christ. already. But that's what he does. Now, it wouldn't be fair if I didn't end with this verse here. Saw Satan get the boot, him and his boys. Subjected here before Christ sets up his kingdom and comes and rules and reigns. So just let me show you the ultimate end of Satan. So go to Revelations 20:10. Revelations 20:10. And the devil which deceiveth them. Remember the Bible keeps saying that over and over. Deceive. One of his names is the deceiver. He deceives people thinking that they got a chance to whoop the creator. That he and his crew got a chance to whoop the creator. No, it's not going to happen. Their end is already written. The war is already won. We just got a little pocket battle to deal with. The ultimate war is won. And God already wrote his demise in his book. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet, the other two losers that led and deceived the world, whole world, are, and shall be tormented night and day forever. That's the end of Mr. Devil right there. Lake of fire, him and his crew. So you better decide if you're going to serve God and rule and reign with him and his Christ, or you're going to follow the loser Satan. And it's a joy of fate right here, lake of fire with him. And believe me, my little brief tour of hell, you have no idea what you're in for. And we're talking eternity. No breaks, 24/7. You roasting on God's rotisserie. His infernal rotisserie for him. His infernal prison camp for him. With no breaks. Pain that you can't imagine. And that's the destiny for those that don't get it right down here. The Bible says, appointed once for man to die, after that the judgment. In Hebrews. But until then, this is warfare. So I hope this inspired you. Because God don't like cowards. He said that one of the things that be thrown in the lake of fire is the fearful, the cowards. Beside the liars and drunks and the rest of them. Those that witches, warlocks, those that follow Satan. So pick a side and get active. I hope you enjoyed the message on war in heaven, because it sure certainly is. All right, if I'm the one that taught you, part of doing it God's way and being on his good side is giving his way. There'll be a lot of people burning in hell, lake of fire, that heard this message, or somebody else that taught the message and ignored it. God is a king. You need to pay tribute to the king. So bring your tithes, first fruits, alabaster box. Get my teaching on it. If you don't know what that is, and if you don't know what that is, I'm not talking to you anyway. I'm talking to those that follow this ministry, that's been fed by this ministry. Spiritual food, to give material things. As Galatians 6:6 says to do. You know who you are, including thieving pastors. God sees you. Go to streetpriestministry.org, hit the donate button. Good day, good evening, good night to you. May you grow in faith around the world in Jesus' name.